Okay, so we are continuing with the Holy Sefer Einayim, Parshat Noach, and once again, I think that this is a very meaningful, a very appropriate message that he has for our crazy times. So of course, the Torah that we're learning tonight is going to be for a schut, for all of our beloved soldiers, that they should have amazing success, and Hashem should guard over them and be with them with all of their operations and all of their attacks, and we should really be able to see a complete victory very, very soon. And all of our enemies should be just completely obliterated, B'ezrat Hashem. And of course that protection, a shmira for all of the kidnapped, and that they should return safely. Okay, so the Einayim starts with a statement that the everything in life, wow, welcome. Everything in this world is for the purpose of that we should be afraid. Okay, that this is he starts about talking about yirah. It's something that we try to avoid at all costs, and it's sometimes it catches up with us. And he starts with a pasuk in Tehillim. Second is pasuk in Kohelet. It says in Kohelet, "Elokim asa sheyir'u mipanav," that Hashem made a reality that we should fear before Him. And he quotes from a Gemara in Shabbos that says, "Amar Yehuda, lo bara kadosh baruch hu et alamo ela kadei sheyir'u milfanav," that the whole reason why Hashem created the world is that we should fear before Him, is that we should have this midas hayira. And in fact, some Sfarim explain that it says in the beginning of the Torah, Bereshit bara Elokim. So Rashi brings from the famous Sefer Chazal that Bereshit means because of the things that were called Reshit. That the Hashem created the heavens and the earth for the purpose of the things that are called Reshit. So what's called Reshit? So the Torah is called Reshit. That Hashem Chanani Reshit Akah. And Yisrael Nikra Reshit. That Kodesh Yisrael Hashem Reshit Votam. That the Jewish people are called Reshit. Hashem created the world for the purpose of the Jewish people. Hashem created the world for the purpose of the Torah. And so some add that Yirat Hashem is also called Reshit, because it says Reshit Chachma Yirat Hashem. So Yirah, the fear of Hashem, is also something which is called a Reshit. It's like the very first building block of Judaism is Reshit Chachma. That the first, don't pass go. Before you start your journey in trying to find Hashem, the first thing is Yirah. So it's the Reshit. It's something very, very basic, very elementary about Yirah. It's called Reshit. So Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'ha'aretz. Hashem created the entire world for the purpose of Reshit, for the purpose of Yirah. Okay, for the purpose of this thing which is called Reshit, this thing which is called the beginning, the first step. Okay, so it says that the purpose of the entire creation was for Yirah. Okay, and so what's that mean? What's that mean that Hashem likes us to be afraid? Hashem appreciates when we're trembling. That doesn't seem so godly. It doesn't seem so appropriate. The word charedim means to tremble. So there's some Christian sect that like to be what? Quakers, yes. Shakers I never heard of, but Quaker, I was thinking of the Quakers, yeah. So they to make a thing out of just shaking and quaking. And is the oatmeal connected to that? Or? Yeah. Okay.
Because they're farmers, they believe in living simply.
Darn. Okay, if I would have known this, I would have bought the ShopRite brand. I wouldn't have bought the Quaker. Right? Okay. Anyway, so by the Quakers, so like they believe in quaking. That's cool. It's Hashem. Hashem gets a kick out of sharing us. He likes to see us shake and quake, and so it doesn't. It's something that seems a little bit not incongruous with the kind of Judaism that we're used to. So I try to understand exactly what does it mean that the purpose of everything is Yirah. And so he brings the Gemara. The Gemara says in Brachas Nantes, it says Lo nivru re'amim elu liyasher akmumiut shebelev. Okay, the purpose of re'amim is thunder. That the reason why God created thunder is in order to straighten out the crookedness of the heart. Okay? That sometimes a person has a crooked heart, so if his heart is crooked, it's bent out of shape, so then it doesn't function properly. So like it's wrinkled. It doesn't work. It's all smushed. Okay, so when you have a smushed heart, so then your heart is not functioning properly. So the only way to help that your heart should function properly is to straighten it out. Okay, so how do we straighten out? You straighten out the heart. So that's why Hashem created thunder, that thunder should straighten out the crookedness, the wrinkles of the heart. Okay, and then after the thunder, then the heart is nice and smooth, and then it can function properly. Okay, so what does that mean? So the Baal Shem Tov, he quotes from the Baal Shem Tov, that the Baal Shem Tov explains that this is very thunderous chair today. So that some people they have a healthy heart. They have a healthy heart, and their heart is naturally connected with God. It's naturally connected with the source. And so you have other people that their heart is not so connected, that their heart is a little bit stuffed up. There's like this cholesterol that their heart isn't able to pump properly, and they don't feel. They're just one of the things about a person with heart is a person that is really, really present, is a person that's really aware of really what's going on, that they really have a feeling of the entire existence, and a person that their heart is not working, a person who has a heart of stone, so like it means that their heart is not working properly. If things don't move you, so then your heart is just malfunctioning. Okay, so sometimes a person's heart is not functioning and is not really connected to the true reality, and Hashem feels bad for this person. So what do you do? So he puts something in the world that's going to just to shake him out of his slumber, to shake him out of this, like he's like just not with it. He's just living his life, and he's just not feeling anything, and he's not connected, and Hashem just needs to shake him and just quake him, and just really just get him to like, hello, wake up, and that's why Hashem will send this thunder, and just to shake him out of his oblivion, and the true purpose of this shaking up is really not the shaking. It's really just that he should get it, that there's something more going on. Okay, so this is how the Baal Shem Tov explains that when it means that the purpose of thunder is to straighten out this crookedness, the wrinkles of the heart. So it means that a person could sometimes just be just wrinkled up, just sometimes just cuddled up in his blankets, thinking that everything's fine, and he's living a happy-go-lucky kind of life, and I don't know where I'm going, and it doesn't matter, everything's hunky-dory, and then this thunder is like, whoa, what was that? And like just something to get him out of his super focus on nothing, and just to realize that maybe there's something else. And that's the purpose of That's the purpose of the Ramim, to get him out of his to get him out of his slumber. And Parshat continues that it's not just thunder, but this is the purpose of every fear that a person has in this world. There's different things that a person can be afraid of. A person can be afraid of danger. A person can be afraid of animals. A person can be afraid of heights. A person can be afraid of spiders. A person can be afraid of being closed up, like claustrophobia. What other phobias are there? What?
Holes, like circles.
Circles?
Like trypophobia.
Okay. Small circles. What kind of small circle?
Like any, I don't know, big
Cups are okay?
Yeah.
L'chaim. So Hashem is saying there's different things that people are scared of, okay? And so the Baal Shem Tov says that the entire purpose of this fear, of the fear that Hashem sends a fear into this person, in order that they should realize that, hey, where does this fear come from? Where's the thing that I'm fearing comes from somewhere higher, and if I'm scared of this dog, okay, I'm scared of dogs, so I'm allowed to because I was bitten by a dog when I was like 12 years old, and so and my kids are especially scared of dogs, so I guess they got it from me. And a lot of people in Nachlaot don't realize that it's against the law to take a dog outside without a leash. So if you're hearing this video and you live in Nachlaot and you walk your dog without a leash, stop, for God's sake, it's so scary. And it's like the little kids, they're like twice their own size. They're like so insensitive. Anyway, and it's against the law. So why does Hashem send this fear of a dog? So that Hashem wants you. That when a person feels this fear, when a person feels this feeling of oh my gosh, I'm not okay. I need to run. I don't feel secure. So from that feeling of insecurity, so he should realize that, hey, I'm really not secure at all. Really, my entire existence is really dependent on something higher. And really, that if Hashem doesn't will me to live any particular moment, so then I'm a goner. And so he's supposed to take from this fear, from every fear, he's supposed to embrace this insecurity and say, hey, that really the source of my insecurity is really from somewhere higher. Okay? So in other words, that there's a saying that en ma lefached, there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, this is the Goyim say there's nothing to be afraid of except fear itself. But Jews say that asor lefached mishum davar chutz me'HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That the only one to be afraid of is Hashem. And the Baal Shem Tov is saying that really the source of all the fears in the world, all the things that we fear in the world, it's all really in order that we should fear Hashem. Okay, so the Baal Shem Tov says that this is why Hashem puts all of these fearful things into the world, in order that we should make this calculation that, hey, if this thing, which is really simply a creation, if this stupid dog is able to play with my security, to make me feel like I'm not okay, so I should realize that the truth is that I'm actually not okay, that I'm actually not secure, I'm actually dependent on, I'm not stable. Really, my stability is really dependent on something much higher, and that is Hashem. That is Hashem's reality. Okay, so now what's interesting is that the Baal Shem Tov is talking about like phobias, right? But if we're going to take it to our situation right now. So right now we are scared of our enemies, right? That it's scary, the concept of being fired at, the concept of that you're locking your door because who knows, maybe a terrorist is going to knock on your door and try to kidnap you or kill you or whatever. So that's something that's causing us fear, right? And Baal Shem Tov is saying that the purpose of Hashem sending us this fear is that we should be rattled up, that we should not feel secure, and we should recognize that the truth is that our entire existence is actually not secure, and it's supposed to be like that we are recognizing that our entire security is dependent on Hashem. Okay? So what's interesting is that all of that every fear, like the reason why Hashem sent fear into the world is actually fear of security. Right? That the truth is that fear is not a bad thing. Fear is actually a very good thing. That it's because of our fear that we are protected. That if a person that's not afraid of anything, so he's going to get himself into trouble. Right? And it's really a blessing that Hashem created this instinct inside of us that when there's something dangerous, so we have fear from that. In fact, some people intuitively they feel fear even before the the dangerous thing is actually expressed, is actually in the open. But the person, like some people have like a sense of something dangerous. And they're somehow afraid without knowing why they're afraid, but they're somehow afraid. And it's actually that they have these feelers, and that they recognize that there's something dangerous out there. And it's actually an amazing thing that Hashem gave us, this ability to fear, this ability to be aware, to protect ourselves. And it's if we wouldn't, a person, like there are people that aren't afraid. There are people that there's something missing. There's a screw missing in their system, and they'll do crazy stunts, and I think a lot of like people who do crazy acrobatic stunts. So it could be that there's something actually missing in their fear, in their DNA that they're missing. Like I've read about these acrobatic people that they died because they were going on a tightrope between two skyscrapers and they messed up. I don't know why they messed up, but it could be it's not their fault. But like you and me wouldn't have done that, right? So, and that's why we're still alive, because we didn't just want to show everybody that it's actually possible to overcome our fear and walk on this tightrope from between two skyscrapers. You can look it up. Like there's lots of people that they died because of their lack of fear, and so it's actually a beautiful thing that Hashem. It's not something to be proud of. That like I'm not afraid. That I'm not afraid of danger. It's something to be embarrassed about if you're not afraid of danger. I was talking about this on Shabbos with my children. That we're talking about what does it mean? What does it mean to have emunah in times of danger? So I told them that the Brisker Rav, Rabbi Yitzchak Soloveitchik, so he would say that a person that just uses emunah as a escape. So that's not called emunah. If a person is gonna like drink some Kool-Aid and say, I'm good, I have emunah, so I'm good. Like I'm not afraid of anything. Hamas, come and get me. I'm invincible. And so like that's not called emunah. That's called that you're crazy. That's called that you're insane. That's called that you're not in touch with reality. Yeah, that's not called emunah. And emunah is to be completely aware of the danger of the situation, to be completely aware that your life is in danger, and to start to think about the fact that I might die, there's things are not safe right now, and to say that despite the fact that the situation is that my life is actually in danger, I still trust that Hashem has got my back. Okay, and so if at any moment you just turn your emunah into a Kool-Aid kind of emunah, so then that's not called emunah, and it doesn't work. Like the mitzvah of emunah, the school of emunah, the protection of emunah. So it requires that you're actually aware of how dangerous the situation actually is. So there's no there's nothing to be proud of about the fact that I'm not afraid. I gave a class a couple of months ago about what was his name? Matis. Mattis Gelman. Mattis Gelman. He was an amazing Gerach Chassid during the Holocaust, and he had this whole structure of yeshivas in hiding. They were they had complete they were learning all day, and they didn't cooperate with the Nazis whatsoever, and their motto was that anyway they're going to kill us, so why should we give them anything? Why should we give them the time of day? Why should we concede anything? Why should we pretend that we're respecting them? That you want to kill me, but I'm not gonna take away. I'm learning 15 hours a day, and if you want me to work in some factory for 1 hour a day just to show you that I'm scared of you, so take me now. I'm not giving 1 inch. And there were so once in this underground yeshiva, so there was at the end of some they were having some verbringen, and he said, okay, who can I want to bench on a case. I want to bench with a cup of something. Who can get me beer? I need somebody get me beer. And everyone was terrified. It was already like 12 o'clock at night, and it was illegal for anybody to be caught outside. If you were caught outside, you could just be shot. And the only way to get beer was to go to the other side of the town, that there was some kind of whatever, and so the person that was reporting this, the book is called "They That Never Yielded." Yeah, this is accounts of these Hasidim during the Holocaust, that they just there's non-compliance, and so one of the Hasidim that was reporting the story, so he said that he was new to the group, he was new to this clan. And so he wanted to prove himself. So he said, after a couple of seconds of silence, so he says, I'll go. So Mattis, the head of the Chabur, so he looks at him, and he sees through him. He sees the entire his whole. What I was thinking, and he says, oh yeah, you're not scared? You say everyone else is scared, and you're the only one who's not scared? I want you to admit right now, in front of everybody else, that you're scared just like they are. You think that's emunah to show off? That's gaiva. That's not emunah. And he said, and so he was so ashamed, and then Mattis himself. So he put on his coat, said, "This is Amunah," and and he went out. And 45 minutes later, so he came and he had a valid beer, So we can sometimes fool ourselves into this, entering this kind of euphoria of that everything's going to be okay, and that's not Amunah. That Amunah actually requires this fear, that it's actually a beautiful thing. It's actually a beautiful thing that Hashem created this fear that we have this, that because this because it's actually through the fear, it's actually because of this fear that we're actually protected. And the problem is that if we allow it to remain there. Okay? So the Parshat is saying that this programming that Hashem put into the world, that we're programmed to protect ourselves. We're instinctively protecting ourselves by staying away from dangerous things. So the purpose of that is actually to elevate that, to recognize that life is not a game. That life is not a game. That if there wouldn't be a person that has no fear, so these stunt artists, these people that are just walking through life, and it's I have emunah, I'll go if you drink enough vodka, you can also have no fear, and you can go to the army, and the person But everyone understands that would be the dumbest thing you could possibly do, because how are you going to function properly? Then they're going to shoot you. You absolutely need to be at your best, at your brightest, at the highest sensitivity. And if the way that you're getting rid of your fear is by numbing your senses, so then you're in the most danger. So the Baal Shem Tov is saying that the purpose of this creation of fear, the purpose of the fact that God made this reality that we're naturally protecting ourselves from danger, the purpose of this is to realize that life is actually dangerous. Okay? Like Rabbi Nachman said, that kol ha'olam kulo gesher tzar ma'od. Okay? That the entire world, life is like a very narrow bridge. If you go a tiny bit to the right, you're falling to the bottom. If you go a tiny bit to the left, you're falling to the bottom. Okay? So now, Rabbi Nachman continued, because Rabbi Nachman was a good chassid, and we're going to get to this one. Va'ikar va'klal va'ikar lo lefachad klal. Okay? Not to be afraid. Okay? The purpose is not to be afraid. But he wants you to know. It's part of the song. It's part of the kol ha'olam kulo gesher tzar ma'od. Like if he wanted you not to be afraid, so why should he scare us? Guys, I want you to know that it's a tiny tightrope. Because if you don't know, then you're really a gunner, right? The purpose is that to know that it's a tightrope and yet not to be afraid. But if you don't know that it's a tightrope, then you're a gunner. Then you're actually hopeless. Okay? So the purpose of all the fears in the world, the purpose of all this programming that God created us with this instinct to be afraid, to stay away from dangerous things, the purpose is that we should take from that life is not a joke. That the truth is that nothing in life is simple, and a person that's going to live a happy-go-lucky life, so he is absolutely failing. Okay? And we have to know that there are actually repercussions. To all of our actions. And the truth is that this is the essence, that fear is connected to another concept in Judaism called midat hadin. Midat hadin. Midat hadin means Hashem's judgment, right? And midat hadin is another way of saying that the things have repercussions, right? That one of my Rebbeim once explained that we always like to say, Hashem, please just keep away, keep no din, to just keep away. I don't want any din. But he explained that the truth is that there's something nice about din, because if you think about it, that what we would like in our wish list is that if we make the right decision, then Hashem is really happy with that, and He's really proud of us, and He's really excited that, wow, you're so awesome, you made the right decision. And yet, if we made the wrong decision, we would like that Hashem would say that, don't worry, it's fine, don't worry, right? So the thing is that after, so if after we have two people that have a mission, and one person succeeds in the mission, and the other person messes up the mission, and so Hashem tells the person that completely failed in the mission, said, "Don't worry, it's fine. Yeah, come, you can also come." And so we feel dumb, and we feel like, well, so why did I bother, right? And so really, when we're saying that there's such a thing called midas hadin, that this midah of judgment that says that if you don't make the cut, then you don't make the cut. So this is just another way of saying that life actually matters. That it actually makes a difference. That your decisions are actually meaningful. And this is such an empowering message, because the alternative would be that nothing really matters. Yeah, if you're in the mood to do it, so do it. If you're not, it's not really so special if you do anything good, because if you didn't do anything good, you would end up in the exact same place. So really that's something very, very numbing. It's very belittling, that nothing that I do makes a difference. It's all yeah, I did it because I was in the mood to do it, but if I wouldn't be in the mood to do it, it would be the exact same thing. So So the truth is that there's something very gratifying about Midas Hadin. The fact that the Midas Hadin is just another way of saying that what you do, the decisions that you make, so they actually make a difference. Okay, it actually is gonna at the end of the story that it actually makes a difference. You choose your destiny. You create your destiny, and it's not arbitrary. So this is the purpose of Yira. This is the purpose of Yira is the person should all the things that make us afraid, all the things that make us like a little bit like unsettled. So the purpose is for us to recognize that the reason why we're unsettled is because there's actually something something dangerous, and the purpose of that is to recognize that actually everything in life makes a difference. Everything in life is this scary mission that in every opportunity that comes our way, every interaction that comes our way, every decision that we have to make, so that if we make the wrong decision, it's going to have eternal repercussions, and that's not good. Okay? And then we are messing up in our mission in life. Okay, so this is really on the depth of what the Baal Shem Tov is really saying, that all of the pachad in the world, all the fears in the world, so the purpose of the pachad is really to come to a higher level of understanding about life. Yeah.
How do you not get numb by that fear? If you then always think about it and always are scared, then you'll be scared to ever make any choice, because you'll be scared to make the wrong choice and then end up doing nothing.
Okay, that's almost the next step. Okay, so now perhaps on a simpler level. So I once heard a metaphor that I don't remember if I've shared it here before. That the purpose of all the purpose, maybe I could be even spoke about this on Wednesday. I don't remember that about the guy that was stuck on I don't know if anyone were you here? You were here on Wednesday? What? You were here? No. I don't know. Okay. So I don't remember if I shared it recently. But there was a guy that was stuck on his roof. Okay, so there was a guy that he had an apartment on 25th story, and so he went down to the terrace and getting some air, and then he realized that somehow the door locked behind him. Okay, and he looks for his phone and he realizes that he left his phone in the apartment. So he's knocking on the door, but of course nobody hears him, because it's to get from the door to the roof to get to the hall is even so much it's so much space that nobody could hear. And besides the fact that he's the only person on this floor, so there's no one to hear. He would have to get. It's just complete. The thought that somebody would hear him knocking is really ridiculous. And sure enough, nobody answers him. So he's stuck on the roof without his phone. And so he looks down and he starts shouting out, but he's so high that nobody hears him. So he has an idea. Takes out his wallet, and he has some dollar bills. So he has a great idea. I'll throw the dollars down, and somebody will look up, and they'll see me, and they'll say, "You can save me." And so he has $100. So he drops the $100 down, and it goes down 25 flights. And he sees it land, and he sees somebody walking by. He's all excited, and the guy is about to look up, right? And so then the guy sees the $100. So what's he do? Looks to the right, to the left, picks it up, puts it on his back, and keeps it going. He doesn't look up. So he takes another dollar bill. He says, he has another $100, and he lets it fall down, and it's going down until it gets to the bottom. And sure enough, person's walking down. $100. Wow. Looks to the right, to the left. Goes down. Keeps it going. Make sure nobody's going to see him. Nobody's looking up. And this continues over and over and over again. And nobody's looking up. And so he runs out of $100. So he's broke. So what's he going to do now? So he looks around. Sees a little pebble. So he picks up the pebble, and he throws down the pebble. And then, the pebble, sure enough, falls on somebody's head. And what's the person doing? He sees the pebble. What the heck? What are you doing? So yes, it's me. Save me. So this is the mashal. This is a metaphor for the way that the way Hashem deals with us. That Hashem wants us to look up. He wants us to not be just like stuck in our own reality. He wants us to realize that there's something bigger. Okay, so he tries, and he gives chesed, and he gives us amazing lives, and he gives us amazing presence, and he gives us amazing things that happen to us. And he's saying, he's waiting for us to look up. He's waiting for us to say, "Whoa, where did this come from? It's incredible, Hashem. Whoa, yeah, how could I not realize? Thank you." And but what do? We just keep on going. So that's why Hashem will send these fearful things, because then whoa, then for some reason, if you can be so messed up that even when things are crazy, then even when you get the pebble, you don't look up. Okay, but the purpose of sending the pebble was that he tried sending the chesed, and he wanted that the chesed you recognize that the chesed is coming from somewhere higher, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, we didn't look up. So that's why he sends this scary things. He sends these yira, these pachad, and the purpose of this pachad is in order that we should look up. But the purpose of the situation is not that we should be afraid. The purpose of the situation is that we should recognize that it's coming from somewhere, and that's really the purpose. That's really the point. Okay. So now he takes this one step further. Okay. He brings a quote from the Arizal that says Shchina betachtonim tzarech gavaho. Okay, so Shchina betachtonim means that literally the Hashem's presence in the lower world is tzarech gava, is serves the purpose of the one above. Okay, so what does it mean Shchina betachtonim? So Shchina betachtonim is a Hasidic concept that it's in every Likutei Sichos, in every teaching of Chabad. So it's all about this, that Hashem wanted there to be a godly presence in the mundane, in the physical. Okay, and that's why that if you don't take the potato chips or the sour sticks, so then you didn't really get this class. That we need to elevate the physical with the spiritual. So that's what I mean, Shechina b'tachtonim, that there is something holy, there is something spiritual, there is a way to connect with God in every piece of the mundane, every piece of the material world. And so the Arizal writes that Shechina b'tachtonim tzarech gava. It's actually for the purpose of God. Okay, now what does that mean? So the Einayim explains. The Einayim explains that we're talking about Shechina. So the Shechina. So first of all, Shechina is a feminine presence of God. Okay, it's a feminine description of God. Okay, it's one of the. It's like when we're talking about the Shechina. That we're talking about Shechina is the word Shechina is feminine. Like it ends kamathe, right? Like yalda is like isha. So the fact that Shechina is feminine is describing a reality that in Kabbalah, so the feminine sphera is called malchut. Okay, so the malchut is that there's six masculine midot, sphirot, and then malchut is the seventh Okay, when we're learning the Lost Princess. So we might spoke about this. Okay, so the Shekhinah represents the Malchut. Okay, the feminine representation of Hashem represents the Malchut. Okay, now this is an interesting thing. We're talking about the difference between guys and girls last week as well, in a different context. But what's interesting is that feminine attributes are more connected to Midat Hadin. Okay, which is something that sometimes people are taken aback by, that girls are more into rules than guys. Okay, that like somebody told me that like I don't drive, so I don't know this, but that if you get pulled over by a policewoman, she's never not going to give you the ticket. Like there is no such thing. Like no excuse is gonna cut it. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, okay. So the what? Okay. Zat Hashem, if you ever get pulled over, it should only be with a guy.
Should never be pulled over.
Amen. So there's something that the feminine energy is more connected to din, okay, and so it says he quotes this from somewhere, another source, that Isha, right, of course, it says we say in Ashes Chayil that Sheker Achen v'Hevel HaYofi Isha Yirat Hashem Hititala. Okay, so the pasuk uses the word Isha connected to Yirah. Okay, so there's a connection between feminine energy and rules and Yirah and fear. Okay, so that the guys are more chilled, and guys are more into ahava, into just connection, and girls are more into rules. Okay, this is more the, in Torah there's two parts. There's two parts of Torah. There's halacha and agada. There's the rules, and that's the halacha, and then there's the spiritual part, the agada, kabbalah, machshava, and so the masculine energy is more connected to kabbalah, and the halacha is more connected to the feminine energy of the Torah. So this is so when it says Shechina, so it's referring to the Midas Hadin. It's referring to the rules. It's referring to the Malchus. And the truth is that this is, when we're talking about Malchut, the word Malchut is also means kingship. And in a kingship, so there's laws, right? So we're talking about laws. We're talking about kingdom. So a kingdom requires that there's laws, right? So that's why the Shechina is symbolic of the rules of life, Yira, the fear of life, the din, and so he explains that this is also true on a deeper level, because when we're talking about the Shechina, so we're talking about Hashem's presence in the world. So if we're talking about Hashem's presence in the world, a person that's constantly aware of the fact that Hashem is everywhere, so that forces him to realize that I'm actually nothing. That's true Yira. Yira is that I'm nothing. I'm just completely nullified to God because Hashem is everything. So when a person is really in touch with the concept of Shechina, with the concept of the fact that everything is really God, so then where am I? I'm nowhere. I'm just trembling. I'm just like I don't have any of my own self. I don't have a sense of ability to do anything. I'm just stuck. I'm simply a robot. I'm simply a function of this higher power. Okay, so that's what I mean Shechina. Okay, so Shechina, in all of its different meanings and all of its different symbolisms, is a sign of there being rules. Is a sign of there being this higher reality that I need to fit myself into. Okay, and that's the highest level of Yira. That's the highest level of Yira. Okay, so now he takes this a step further. He explains that Shechina b'tachtonim, the fact that there's Shechina, the fact that there's rules, the fact that there's fear, the fact that there's this feeling of that I don't have room to breathe. So tzarech gavar. Okay, the purpose is not that it should stay there. The purpose of it is to elevate it. Okay, is to bring that to a higher level, to bring it to the level of chesed, to bring it to the level of, to recognize that the entire purpose of you recognizing that life is not a game is only because he wants to have a deep relationship with you. He wants you to love him. He wants you to appreciate his kindness. He wants you to be living with him. And that's the entire purpose. So Shechina b'tachtonim tzarech gavoha means that a tzaddik recognizes that the entire purpose of the fear was for me to realize that I want to live my life aligned with God's will. And once I'm living aligned with God, so then I get the point. And then, says the Baal Shem Tov, so then there is no longer a purpose to the thing that was causing me fear. Okay? And when a person comes to this recognition, so then he gets the point, and then there is no reason for the thing that's causing him fear to exist at all. Okay? So this is the difference. This is the two ways that are given to us, that it's possible to take these fearful things and just be paralyzed, or to use them as a I forgot what the word in science is. Something to assist you to. No chemists here. Okay, catalyst. Thank you. That to use the fear as a catalyst to my being close to Hashem and just snapping out of my just like doing nothing with my life. So then at that moment that I get it, so then the thing suddenly disappears. Okay, so this is the two ways to deal with fear. Okay, one way to deal with fear is to focus on the thing itself, and if I focus on the thing itself, then I'm going to be paralyzed. I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to say, "Oh my gosh, the things are so scary." I feel, but if I'm going to be wise, then I'm going to take the thing that I'm fearing as a way of understanding a higher level of reality, and then I'm going to, once I'm in the higher level of reality, then I'm actually not afraid of the thing anymore. Then I recognize that the entire reason why God sent me this great thunder is because He wants me to be aligned with Him. He wants me to live my life with a true understanding of what I'm doing here, of what the entire existence is all about, what life is all about. And once I'm doing that, then, says the Parshat, then the original thing that causes me fear actually disappears. Okay, and this is the difference between a Jewish perspective and a non-Jewish perspective, secular perspective. And he writes that this is really the essence of the two ways there's two ways to deal with fear. There's two ways to deal with nature. There's two ways to deal with this whole ma'arechet of whatever we're going to call it. He brings a pasuk. The pasuk says in Yeshayahu, it says, "Su'u marom enechem," that lift your eyes to the heavens, u're'u mi bara ele, and see who created all these. What do you mean all these? The things in the heavens. Okay, meaning that the planets, the sun, the moon, the stars, the entire galaxy. So when you look up, so Su'u marom enechem, look up. U're'u mi bara ele. Who created it? Where did this all come from? Okay, so there's another pasuk in Vayet Chanan that says, "Pentisar einacha shemaima," that lest you raise your eyes to the skies and you see the sun and the moon kotzav hashemayim, v'nidachta v'ishtachavita lehem ba'avatam, and you will go astray and you will start worshiping them. Okay? The exact same pasuk, Su'u marom enechem, pentisai nacha shemaima, that there's two ways of looking to the heavens. A person could see there's something bigger than me. A person that looks up, so he's forcing himself to see that there's something more. That there's something more. That this is the wake up call. Okay, a person can look up and see that there's something else, and then there's two ways. There's two approaches. There's two reactions the person can have. there's the reaction of avodah zarah, and that is that I'm going to start worshiping this function. I'm going to start worshiping this thing that I recognize that there is something that's getting me out of my slumber, something that's scaring me, and so I have to start worshiping that. Okay, that's possibility number one. Okay, that's avodah zarah. Okay, that's a person that's going to say that oh boy, that now I need to have super connected to all of the Pikuda Aref, and I need to be obsessed with all the social media and like how do I know? Somebody was sending me the other day of that what to do if a terrorist might come to your house. You have to have boiling water, so you can throw the boiling water on top of them, and you should have rags you can fill with oil, so you can make a torch and then throw the torch on, and like all the different things, just in case you're stuck with the terrorists trying to get into your house. So like that's like, I mean, like goes on to hate, but that to be obsessed with this, that's to see this fear, to say something is unsettling you, and that's missing the point. That's missing the point. The purpose of this whole fear was not that now you should become the expert in self-defense. You should become. The purpose was that now I realize that there is something bigger going on. Okay, and this to see where is it all coming from. It's all coming from Hashem. It's all coming from this need that we should be aligning our lives with this higher truth. And once we're recognizing that there is this higher truth, that there is some absolute, there's rules to the world, that life is not a game, our decisions matter, that there is good and evil. You know, I think one of the things that I was talking about on Shabbos was that I think that it's absolutely horrific how many people were killed, and how the way that they were killed is so horrific, and the animalistic, the barbaric ways that the Hamas is fighting against us, that they don't care, they have no compassion, and just subhuman. Now it's the most horrible thing in the world. But there's something that's enlightening about it. That finally, the world is waking up. Like finally, like until now, that there was this bluff that the world was looking at Hamas, that they're like the legitimate, like Palestinians' lives are as equal as us. And I was doing a little bit of research, like what's the difference between what's the difference between Hamas and whatever, and I found out that the truth is that Hamas was elected. They were elected. It was Hamas against the Fatah party, and what's the difference between Hamas and Fatah? That there's two big differences. First of all, that the Fatah party they do recognize the state of Israel, and Hamas does not recognize the state of Israel. And number two, that the Fatah party believes in negotiations, and Hamas believes in being aggressive and just fighting and causing and just attacking. Okay, so you have that the entire Gaza voted for the Hamas party, which does not believe in the state of Israel and believes in aggression. So this is not it's not like they're not as Tamim, how do you say, as well, simple and innocent as innocent. Yeah, this is exactly they knew what they were getting into. They're not. This is not. They're not as dumb as the world thought that they were, and the world is finally getting it that Hamas is that the Hamas is not like a nice country with that. So there's something very enlightening about this craziness, that it's waking up the world. It's waking up the world to this truth that has been there the whole time, that we're the good guys and they're the bad guys, and finally this huge thunder is getting down to straighten out all the wrinkles in their hearts, and like this it's a necessary process. It's a necessary part of the process of bringing the Geula before you're going to destroy evil. So there needs to be a clarification of what is good and what is evil. So like it was like there's a like it's a silver lining. I won't say it's more than a silver lining. That through the fact that they showed this disgusting evil, so the silver lining was that this finally there's a clarity in the world as to what is good and what is evil. Okay, or better, who is good and who is evil. And so this is these two ways of looking at this whole marachet of fear. This sumarom enechem ru'u mi bara'ela. So that the avodah zarah is that v'nidachta v'ishtachavita lehem v'avatam, and that's the me bara'ela. Who, not WHO, they're the bad guys. The me bara'ela, that who created this? This is, where does it all come from? The source. Okay, this is the me is 40 and 10 is 50. The nun is a reference to Hashem. Mi kelokenu, mi kimalkenu, mi kamoshienu. That it's a reference to the beyond. And so to understand mi bara'ela. So, and then this is the when we talk about Hashem's judgment in the world, so we always use the word Elokim. The name Elokim is a reference to Hashem as Midat Hadin. What is Midat Hadin? What is Elokim? It's me and Ela. Okay? Put me and Ela together and you get Elokim. Okay? So that's why if you take the Ela, if you take the thing the revealed part, the Ela is this. It means the part that we can see. If you take the revealed and you disconnect it with the me, with the source, so then you're just left with the Ela, and that's the source of Avodah Zarah. And that's why when we worship the golden calf, so the Erev Rav said, Ela Elohecha Yisrael. That they only had the Ela, they only had this fear, they knew that there was something more, but they started worshiping the means, started worshiping the thing that it's causing the fear, and became like a slave to, like, how can I get out of this war? And now recognize that mi bara'ela, there's a higher source. And so this is really the difference that you asked, that how do we avoid becoming paralyzed by the fear? So if we're going to be fearing the thing that is coming to scare us, then we will remain paralyzed. And the way to move forward is to understand mi bara'ela, is to understand that it's coming from somewhere. And this is really what the Baal Shem Tov's teaching is. So this is now how does it connect to our Parsha? How does it connect to our Parsha? He says a very interesting reading of a pasuk at the end of the Parsha. It says that the Teva, so it landed at al Hare Ararat. So he says like this, that how do we bring all of the chesed? So how do we show Hashem that we got it? We got the point. You can get rid of all of Hamas. You can get rid of all of Hezbollah. That we don't need them to scare us anymore, because we understand that really it's you. Really that you have your set of laws. We have this reality that we're going to align ourselves with you as much as we can. So how do we do that? Through our prayers. Through our prayers, it's through our davening that we are aligning ourselves before Hashem. And that's why Su'u maram enechem, lift up your eyes, is Shin Mem Ayin, Shacharit Mincha Arvit. Okay, that the davening is, that's the place where we tell Hashem we got it. Okay, so that's the Shacharit Mincha. That's through our prayers. It's through our speech to Hashem. So he says Vatana Chateva. So, and the Teva means ark, but it can also be understood as a word. Okay, which word? The word of prayer. Okay, so Vatana Chateva, that through our words, so that there's a certain stability to all of the instability, all of the mabul, this entire destruction. So through our words, Vatana Chateva, that through our words, through our prayer, so there's a certain minucha, there's a certain stability that we can reach. B'chodesh Hashvi, what's the 7th month? 7th is Tishrei. So it's through all of the avodah of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, through all of the avodah of Tishrei. So that's what allows our Vatana Chateva to really bring through that Hashem, we get the point, we get the purpose of all of the dinim. Al Hare Ararat. What is Ararat? So he says Ararat can be read as two words. Ar Rat. Ar is aror, is a curse, is rat, is ran away. Okay? That through bringing up our understanding of all of the things that cause us fear, all of the curses in the world, through understanding that it really has a higher purpose. That it's really, the purpose is not that it should remain as something that should scare us, that the whole purpose of the scaring us was to just get us out of our slumber, that we should be able to recognize that Hashem is the king, that there is a certain plan, that everything here is for bringing Hashem's glory into the world, Hashem's presence into the world. So then al hare ararat, then all of the bad things will just disappear. They'll just run away. So B'ezrat Hashem, we should really be able to get this. And I'm not saying that we have that we in this room, anybody who's hearing this video, is like has the power to just make the war end like that. But this is real. This is real. That if the entire Jewish people would get this message, so then we wouldn't need these wars, and that the wars would actually not exist. But the comfort is that I don't think that it's all or nothing. That as much as we're able to do a little bit more, so then it'll be a little bit more ararat. It'll be a little that every bit counts. As much as we can tell Hashem through our davening that Hashem, we get it. We know that it's you who is hiding, who's hiding behind the Hamas and the Hezbollah. That this fear, this getting us on our edge, this unsettling. That we know that the purpose is that you want us to realize that really there is something bigger. We have to just snap out of it and align ourselves with you. So the more that we get this, so then a little bit they'll run away. And B'ezrat Hashem, we're on the way to something big. And then at the end of the story, so then it'll be very, very clear. At the end of the story, it'll be very, very clear that Hashem is really the king of the world, and that his Ratzon is really the only thing that can exist and will exist, and that is what we represent, all of our goodness and our kindness and our holiness, and that's the only thing that's going to remain. B'ezrat Hashem, that's the ultimate purpose. That's the ultimate purpose of this world. So B'ezrat Hashem, we should see this day very, very soon, and Hashem should send really a tremendous protection, that we should be able to bring this truth to the world, that as soon as possible, without any sacrifices. B'ezrat Hashem. Chaim.